Assalamu alaikum friends, and welcome back to Islamic Lessons Made Easy. We are approaching two really important dates in Islamic history. The first is the date that Salman al-Farsi was killed, and the second is the date that Imam Ali alayhi salam was victorious in the Battle of Nahrawan. Did you know that Salman al-Farsi was a really close friend of Imam Ali and Rasulullah?
Salman al-Farsi. Salman was born and raised to be a Zoroastrian. Against his father's wishes, he left his faith to convert to Christianity and then began his religious quest. He travelled from Iran to Syria and then to Central Arabia to look for the Prophet who would revive the religion of Ibrahim. On his way to Arabia, the group he was travelling with broke their agreement and sold him into slavery to a Jewish man. One day, when he was travelling with his master in Yathrib, he found out that the man he was searching for was also there. Upon meeting the Holy Prophet, he converted to Islam and became the first Persian to convert to Islam. The Prophet freed him from slavery, and Salman became a close companion of the Holy Prophet, to the extent he was considered family. Salman is famous for many things, including his piety, knowledge, love for the Prophet and his family, and, notably, for being behind the ingenious idea of building trenches for the Battle of Khandak.
Hands up if you would like to be friends with the Ahlul Bayt. I know you've all got your hands raised high. Well, that's okay. Allah has made it really easy for us to be friends with the Ahlul Bayt. He has sent us so many guides and stories and lessons. The best of guides is the Holy Quran. Remember, we've been learning how to read the Quran, taking it step by learning the Arabic alphabet first. How many of you remember the letters that we've learnt so far? Have a look and see if you know this first letter. It's a straight line. That's right, it's Alif. Okay, let's move on to the next letter. It's shaped like a boat. It has one dot. Yes, it's Ba. Okay, here comes the next one. It's shaped like a boat again, but it has two dots. What's the name of this letter? Ta. Well done. Okay, so today's letter is also shaped like a boat, but it has three dots. This letter is Tha. Let's watch a video to find out more about this letter.
This letter is called Tha. It is similar to both letters Ba and Ta, except it has three dots on top. It is a light letter and should not be pronounced heavy. In English, it is similar to TH in the word three, or the word think or math. This is what Tha looks like in the beginning, like this in the middle, and like this at the end of a word. Here are some examples. Tha in the word Tha'lab, which means fox, or Tha in the word Thum, which means garlic.
Well done everybody, you're all working so hard to learn the Arabic alphabet so you can read, understand and appreciate the Holy Quran. Did I tell you my name is Azra? What's yours? And we all know the name of our most merciful Lord, that's right, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In fact, He has 99 amazing names, the Asma'ul Husna, that tell us about His qualities. Shall we learn about them? Okay, let's start with Al-Alim. That means that He knows everything. Did you know that Allah created us to be like this? Like a mirror? He wants us to shine so bright and to reflect His qualities so we can become closer to Him and to be the very best Muslims that we can be. Hang on a moment. How can we know everything? Surely Allah is the only one who knows everything. I'll tell you how. First of all, He just wants us to try our best to learn as much as we can. And second of all, we can show how grateful we are to have Him, Allah, guiding us because He knows everything. Would you like to know more about this Asma'ul Husna Al-Alim? Okay, let's watch a video to find out more.
Allah is Al-Alim, which means Allah knows everything. When you look at a tall building, you think the builder is very smart and knows a lot about building things. When you look at a beautiful picture, you think the person drawing it is very creative and knows a lot about drawing. When you look at a fast airplane, you think the person that made it is very clever and knows a lot about making machines. When you look at a farm, you think the farmer is very good at growing things and knows a lot about farming. Who made the earth? Who made the animals and the birds? Who made the flowers and the trees? Allah did. He makes everything perfect because Allah knows best. He is Al-Alim. When I look in the mirror, I know Allah created me beautiful and wise. If my eyes were on my feet, would I be able to see? No. Allah has created me perfect. He is Al-Alim. Allah put fingers on my hands so I can pick things up easily. Allah knows everything. He is Al-Alim. Allah put teeth in my mouth so I can bite into yummy things. Allah knows everything. He is Al-Alim. Thank you, Allah, for making everything so perfect.
Friends, I have a question for you. Sometimes I get myself into a sticky situation. Have you ever been faced with a difficult choice? What would you do if someone gave you a test and you could cheat, and if you did, it would make you look so good because everyone would think you were really clever and able to do anything? Or what if you could actually say, hang on, this is tricky, and just be honest and ask for help? What would you do? Let's listen to a story to find out what would be the right choice to make, because sometimes the right choice isn't the easiest. I need help. Are you ready to listen? Okay, here goes.
An emperor in the Far East was growing old and knew it was time to choose his successor. Instead of choosing one of his assistants or his children, he decided something different. He called young people in the kingdom together one day. He said, "It is time for me to step down and choose the next emperor. I have decided to choose one of you." The kids were shocked, but the emperor continued, "I am going to give each one of you a seed today. One very special seed. I want you to plant the seed, water it, and come back here 1 year from today with what you have grown from this one seed. I will then judge the plants that you bring, and the one I choose will be the next emperor." One boy named Ali was there that day, and he, like the others, received the seed. He went home and happily told his mother the story. She helped him get a pot and planting soil, and he planted the seed and watered it carefully. Every day he would water it and watch to see if it had grown. After about 3 weeks, some of the other kids began to talk about their seeds and the plants that they were beginning to grow. Ali kept checking his seed, but nothing ever grew. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks went by, still nothing. By now, others were talking about their plants, but Ali didn't have a plant, and he felt like a failure. 6 months went by, still nothing in Ali's pot. He just knew he had killed his seed. Everyone else had trees and tall plants, but he had nothing. Ali didn't say anything to his friends, however. He just kept waiting for his seed to grow. A year finally went by and all the kids of the kingdom brought their plants to the emperor for inspection. Ali took his empty pot to the palace. When Ali arrived, he was amazed at the variety of plants grown by the other kids. They were beautiful in all shapes and sizes. Ali put his pot on the floor and many of the other kids laughed at him. A few felt sorry for him and just said, "Hey, nice try." When the emperor arrived, he surveyed the room and greeted the young people. Ali just tried to hide in the back. "My, what great plants, trees and flowers you have grown," said the emperor. "Today, one of you will be appointed the next emperor." All of a sudden, the emperor spotted Ali at the back of the room with his empty pot. He ordered his guards to bring him to the front. Ali was terrified. "The emperor knows I'm a failure. Maybe he will have me humiliated." When Ali got to the front, the emperor asked his name. "My name is Ali," he replied. All of the kids were laughing and making fun of him. The emperor asked everyone to quiet down. He looked at Ali and then announced to the crowd, "Behold, your new emperor. His name is Ali." Ali couldn't believe it. Ali couldn't even grow his seed. How could he be the new emperor? Then the emperor said, "1 year ago today, I gave everyone here a seed. I told you to take the seed, plant it, water it, and bring it back to me today. But I gave you all boiled seeds, which would not grow. All of you except Ali have brought me trees and plants and flowers. When you found out that the seed would not grow, you swapped another seed for the one I gave you. Ali was the only one with the courage and honesty to bring me a pot with my seed in it. Therefore, he is the one who will be the new emperor." Imam Ali alayhi salam said, "Speak the truth, even if it is against yourself."
Yesterday, I heard someone tell me that nature doesn't need us, but that we need nature. And that got me thinking, do we do enough to protect and look after nature? To really appreciate this beautiful earth that Allah has blessed us with? We need the earth every day to survive. From fresh, clean air to breathe, to fast flowing clear water in the rivers, there is so much that we depend on. It is an amana, a gift given to us by Allah. If your best friend were going away for a while and he gave you a gift to look after, wanting it back after some time, would you use it and use it, overuse it in fact, so much that it was spoilt on the outside and inside and then give it back? No, I'm sure we wouldn't do that because we love our best friends and we want to look after it. In the same way, it's our responsibility to look after this beautiful earth we've been blessed with. Let's watch a video to find out more about how we can do this.
When human beings live on the earth, they leave their mark or footprints on it. In other words, they use the earth's blessings until they die. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "The servants of the merciful are those who walk gently on the earth." Walking gently can mean living a humble and gentle lifestyle in which we do not waste the precious resources of the earth like water, and we do not pollute the environment. Some countries use a lot of the earth's land and water and produce a lot of waste, while other countries suffer with famine and poverty because they cannot produce and enjoy the blessings of the earth easily. The following are some examples that should become a part of our everyday lifestyle. Carry a reusable mug or bottle with you instead of using disposable cups and bottles. Use fabric bags for shopping. Avoid using plastic bags. Spend less time in the shower. Reducing showering time by 2 minutes saves 38 liters of water. Don't print if you can email. Use less paper. Over 1,000 liters of water are used to produce every kilogram of paper. Use energy-saving light bulbs and turn off all the lights and switches when not in use. Reduce usage of the dryer. Hang out clothes in the sun. Leave your car at home. If you can stay off the road just for 2 days a week, you will reduce greenhouse gas emissions by an average of 720 kilograms per year. And recycle. You can help reduce pollution just by putting that soda can in a different bin.
I hope you enjoyed that video that helps us to learn how we can care for our environment. I know that one of the things I love about Allah's creation is water. It's so calming and soothing and tranquil. Did you know that there are so many different types of water? I just made some drinks for my friends. I gave them water, but I also gave them mixed water, water mixed with squash to have on hot days. There are so many different types of water that are important for us to learn about because we use water for so many different things. For wudu, ghusl, for making our clothes and ourselves tahir, it's really important that we learn about the different kinds of water. Let's watch a video to learn about this so that we're really prepared for knowing what type of water to use when we need it.
Water is the most common purifier used to change something that has become najis to tahir again. Before learning how to use water to purify a thing that has become najis, first we must understand the types of water in Islam. First we have mutlaq water, which is pure water. Second we have mudaf water, which is mixed water. It's not necessarily impure or najis. For example, juice, soda, rose water, and etc. Pure water is divided into a few categories. Number 1, rainwater. 2, water from a well. 3, running water, water that flows like a spring or a stream, and etc. 4, water that is still and not running. Still water is divided into 2 types. One is called kur water, which is water that fills a large container of approximately 400 liters, such as a pool. Second is qalil water. It refers to little water that is less than kur water in quantity. For example, a bottle of water. Now, if something najis falls into kur water or more, such as blood, it will remain pure and tahir if its color, smell or taste does not change. If najasa such as blood falls into qalil water, the entire body of qalil water becomes najis, even if its color, smell or taste did not change.
I just had a spoonful of the most delicious honey because all that water made me hungry. You know, I have honey every day. It's recommended in Islam. It makes you healthy and so strong. Did you know that honey was created by the tiniest of creatures, the tiny little bee, created so perfectly to work in a really complicated way? Created by Allah. He has created the most perfect systems and creatures all around us, working together perfectly to help life tick along so well. Some of us are scared of bees, but some of us put water out for the bees, especially on hot summer days, because we know how important bees are to us. All of creation is created by Allah and created so perfectly. Let's watch a video that shows us all about how Allah has to be the one that created everything in the most perfect way. Ready? Let's watch now.
How to prove the existence of God? The outer way is divided into 2 types. The first type is the philosophical proof. The second type is the simple proof. We will be speaking about the simple proof in this lesson. When one ponders over the order and organization between things, it proves to any pondering person that he must have an organizer. For example, consider the way the planets are aligned around the Sun, and the way the Earth is positioned in relation to the Sun. If the Earth was slightly ever closer to the Sun, it would be far too hot to live on, and life would be impossible. Similarly, if the Earth was slightly further from the Sun, it would be too cold for life. The Earth is positioned perfectly in order to support life. Another example is that of the gradual change of day and night. At dawn, light gradually pierces the curtains of darkness, and at night, light slowly leaves to give us darkness. Can you imagine waking up at a time when the sky is totally black
and then suddenly within a few seconds it becomes as bright as midday? This gradual change can only occur because of the precise rotation of the Earth along its axis, in the most gentle and calculated of manners, so that we feel the least of discomfort. Furthermore, the fact that everything in the universe works in harmony with one another is proof that there can only be one unique God and Lord creating and sustaining the creations. For example, if we look at trees, the trees hold the soil together, and at the same time the earth provides the tree with nutrients. The tree then provides humans with oxygen to breathe, and we provide the trees with carbon dioxide to breathe. The leaves of the tree filter the air by removing dust and absorbing other pollutants like carbon monoxide. Fallen leaves make excellent compost that enriches soil. Earthworms bring air to the soil so that the roots of the plants can obtain better oxygen. Rain and water enters the soil and dissolves the nutrients, sending up, feeding the tree into the leaves. Then radiant energy is supplied by the sunlight and is absorbed through the leaves to help it grow. Animals use trees for food and nutrition, and then their waste enters the soil and becomes a fertilizer that also helps the trees and other plants grow. Bees feed on the nectar and pollen of flowers. Worker bees land on the flowers and drink their nectar. The nectar is stored with the bee. In the process of doing this, bees become covered in pollen. When bees fly from one flower to another, pollen is spread from plant to plant. Then the plant will be able to form seeds and reproduce many other plants. After collecting nectar and pollen from many different flowers, bees fly back to their colonies and work together to produce honey. This cycle can go on and on. As an example, if bees were removed from the environment, not only would the plants suffer and expire, but so would many natural animal species that depend upon those plants for their own survival. Loss of honeybees would mean the collapse of the natural ecosystem, and the same goes for trees and other things. Each ecosystem is kept in a perfect balance. Do you think all of this came by itself? Of course not. There must be a unique creator.
Welcome back. Now, I've been busy setting some alarms on my clock. I set alarms all the time. How about you? Maybe someone in your household does. We set alarms because there's so much to remember every day. I know that if I didn't, there'd be so much I forget. Allah wants us to use our time really, really well. Our time is so precious. In fact, Allah swears by it in the Holy Quran. It's true, He does. In Surah Al-Asr, Allah says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal Asr, I swear by time. Why does Allah put so much emphasis on time? What does He tell us about it? Let's watch a video to find out more.
Surah Al-Asr. Surah Al-Asr starts off with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Wal Asr, which means I swear by time. The word Asr means to squeeze, but it also has been used for afternoon as a meaning, like Salat Al-Asr, the afternoon prayer. Why? Because all our work and duties are squeezed into this time. But in the meaning of this ayah, it means a short time that will come to an end. The next ayah says, Innal insana lafi khusr, which means, indeed mankind is in a loss. People have indeed lost hours, days, months, and years of life and don't get any reward. Then they become in loss, because there is always more to achieve. How much time have you lost and wasted? How many hours have you wasted playing too much video games? How many hours have you wasted oversleeping? The 10th Imam said, the world is a market wherein some people gain and some others lose. So how do we gain something from this market or this world and not be in a loss? The next verse explains, إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات, except those who have believed and done good deeds. وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر, and advised each other to truth and advised each other to patience. So in other words, for you not to be in loss, you must have faith in Allah, and having faith must come along with doing all good deeds. But having faith and good deeds won't work in a society unless you advise each other to truth and patience. So telling the truth and being patient also means you must enjoin what is good and forbid what is wrong. Tell your brother or sister that Salah is good for you and you should pray. You can tell your friend that haram music is forbidden. You should not listen to it as it's bad for you. And have patience against committing sins, patience to do good deeds, and patience in hardships in life. So this surah is teaching us that Allah is swearing an oath by time, a time that is short, a time that will end, that mankind is in loss, except those who hold onto 4 principles. What are they? Having faith in Allah, doing good deeds, reminding others of the truth, and reminding others of patience.
Thank you for joining us. I hope you've had lots of fun learning about our beautiful religion. Join us again next time to learn more through Islamic Lessons Made Easy.